Uh, Good evening, Antonio Latona, 29 Samuel Ave. Good evening, members of the council, fellow Cliftonites here tonight, and those watching at home. I want to start off by saying what a great day it was at the Athena Street Fair on Sunday. It was a day packed with lots of fun, family, music, food, and of course the Shooks Classic Car Show. Many candidates also were there. We had tables where residents were able to come up to us and speak to us and meet us and answer questions they have. I'm glad Passaic Valley Water was here tonight. I think it was a great presentation. It addressed many of the concerns that citizens have been having. I just have a suggestion that for the council to consider. To request representatives from PSE&G, Verizon, Passaic Valley Water, Passaic Valley Sewer, maybe to have a special night, a town hall meeting style where the residents can actually interact with them and answer questions. The concerns, most importantly, solutions moving forward, because what's happening now isn't working with all the road work. So I just want to know, Mr. Volano, can we get an overview to the residents on how the permit process for road work is conducted? And suggestions on what we can do to limit the inconveniences. In my opinion, certain things can be done now, starting with not closing down the primary and secondary detour roads at the same time. We literally have cars traveling in circles. Multiple detour roads are closed at the very same time. It's not just a life safety hazard for police and fire responding, but it also causes stress on drivers just trying to go home from work or dropping their kids off at school. Moving forward, we can at least not give those construction permits at the same time, unless obviously it's an emergency project. Also, some entities do a better job patching up than others. We have areas cut in straight rows and patched up evenly, like on Clifton Ave Extension. Then we have Van Houten Ave from Broad Street up to Valley. I don't know who did that project, but it's like moon craters. So again, at the very least, can we look to have some type of standard that we follow, and maybe an inspection from some type of city employee goes up and to make sure the road is corrected to our satisfaction? Because with winter coming, I could only imagine having to go at least the next 6 months on the road the way it is. So for those who watched the last council meeting, you heard me speak about residents wanting to call that timeout for large residential commercial projects. Because of the aging infrastructure, traffic, flooding that many of us are talking about. Again, the next council's first priority has to be to make drastic changes to that master plan so things like this don't happen again. Again, I'm not against overdevelopment. I'm just against anything that drastically changes the landscape of our neighborhoods. Last meeting, I was traveling during the garbage contract discussions. I was confused with that discussion. Last month, we had a recycling committee meeting. The city manager, Councilman Gibson, Councilman Grabowski, and the rest of the committee. My understanding was we decided we were going to do a 2-year contract with a 3-year option. Due to right now to the high cost of inflation, fuel, labor, it was agreed by everyone there that the taxpayers would not be a good time to lock into a 5-year contract. The number based on the contracts were based on COVID lockdowns from 2 years ago, when we were averaging 32,000 tons a year, and right now we're averaging under 20,000 tons. We just implemented the new co-mingling recycling program, and that time was going to be used to see our numbers go up and get us a new baseline numbers. So if we can get something from Mr. Volano to make sure that new information that was sent to this state was those upgraded tonnage numbers that we agreed to unanimously at that contract, at that meeting. Because if not, the cost of the taxpayers will literally be millions of dollars if we base it under that old system. Lastly, yesterday, candidates received our ballot numbers, and I wish the candidates the best of luck on the ballot. I am number 10 on the ballot. I'm also the only veteran running in this election. As everyone is aware, the city has a challenging past when it comes to supporting veteran employees. With a seat at the council table, veterans will have someone with experience and a voice at the table. Lastly, the next council term will have the honor of celebrating America's 250th birthday for anyone who has been paying attention. So it'll be an honor and privilege to be here to represent Clifton veterans and ask you all to make me one of your 7 choices when you decide who you want to represent you in this great city. Thank you and have a good night.